Hello. I can't find the best spot. Just a second, okay? Probably that's okay. No, I'm sorry. I need a better camera on the system. Yo, what's up? I'm gonna do the mending. Finally. If I can. When I can fix this camera. Come on. There we go. Perfect? Good. Alright. So thank you for watching the other Instagram live video if you have watched it before. Today, or on YouTube, I will do the mending workshop. And this is like iPhone 5S and small tripod, so it's pretty basic. All right, let's get started. So this is the jeans I want to fix. I little bit started yesterday, but this is the patch I made probably 3 years ago. Still good, in a good shape. I patched it. I made a patch here. It's still good too. Was probably a year ago that I made her. This was my first trial. This is how I got into Sashiko more and more. I'm not 100% happy about it, but it's good to just keep as a trial, like small stitches, big stitches. And this one is the also mending. I had a big hole on the hem, so I patched it. The other side too. So today I got a little damage here, as you can see. And it's pretty embarrassing to wear especially if you wear some like red underwear. It's kind of embarrassing here, so I decided to patch it with the other denim swatch. This is the Japanese denim. I got it from Japan. It looks pretty good. They do make a good denim in Japan too, so I like those. And I use the washable marker pen, like for kids, schoolers. And then draw the line like this. This will be the back side of the fabric. This will be the front. And my plan is to. This is the plan. So I made this pattern, right? I make the line stitch of these parallel lines, and then I will do the basting to the fabric to the jeans, and then finish the diagonal lines with like 2 layers stitching for the diagonal lines. I hope it makes sense. Whew. Is there any way to show the comments on this YouTube? All right, the first step is really easy. Just thank you, Ram. Your presence is really, really appreciating. So I made the line. The drawing line is pretty simple. Just use the washable marker you can get from like Walmart or Target, and then I'll just start stitching. I'll sit down for that. If you leave the comment right now, I'm not being able to watch it. Wait, I'll be right back. If I bring my laptop, I might be able to see. Sorry for the poor preparation. So the just in case, the washable markers I meant is this kind of washable thing, the Crayola washable markers. You can get it from anywhere. So I used to use the chalk pencil, and I even wrote the blog that you should use the chalk pencil or the other color pencil, but this one actually really wash off very easily, and they have like a smaller version of it, like a thinner version. That really helps to have the line until the end. Yep, it's a Crayola. I'm in the US. I got a green card, so I'll be a US resident. So I was really, really afraid of using this kind of marker, but it does wash off, so you know, good for them, good for us. But again, like it's really important to know how to use it. So the colored, I'm sorry, the chalk pencil is very useful too. I'm sorry, I'm just being a little not well organized. I'll start stitching soon. This one is Sashi. This should help people to understand what's going on. Just a second. Come on. Why do I get those? All right. All right, let's do it. Oh, thank you. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for waiting so much for 10 minutes. I have another hour to go through. So if you have any questions about mending, stitching, Sashiko, Boro, whatever, just let me know. So the other thing is we're going to just stitch. I got a desktop open, so you can just comment and I can read it here too. Sorry for my nose breathing and sneezing. I had an Instagram live yesterday, and it was fun. Many people from Japan joined. I started speaking in Japanese, and I ended up talking nonstop for 3 hours. So my throat is a little damaged. I got some tails chalk. It's just a little square. I don't really like it. It got too dull. Yeah. Chalk pencil are fine. It's quite expensive too. That's why I didn't. Well, then that's why I started using the Crayola. But unless you're working on something not that expensive, Crayola might be a good idea too. Because after all, after so many washing, the pattern will vanish too. I wouldn't use the Crayola on the Boro with like some expensive fabric though. I want to make sure that it's okay. Oh, there's actually 4 people watching right now. It's really surprising. Thank you so much. How did you end up here? It's really weird live streaming with just the guy stitching. Hand stitching. Oops. That happens. Too much tension. That was a bad example. Don't do that. If you pull too much needle, the fabric is gonna get tension like this. That's not a good idea. Yep, weird is cool. And since I'm gonna use this as the part of the fabric, I'm not gonna care about these little loops. I'm gonna cut it off after everything. After I figure that everything is secure. When you work on actual like Sashiko project, always even stitches are the best idea. You might want to have the even stitches no matter what. That makes the Sashiko piece very unique. I mean, very professional, I'd say. For the mending, it's not always true. What I mean is that sometimes like a rough stitch can make a better result. So, let's see how it's gonna go. So this is the 5.5 straight line. Then what I'm gonna do right now is let's see. Flip the pants. Oh, this is the part I mended from the previous time. It's still pasting. So the more I wear that, the more it scratches the pattern, the more pattern shows up. I like the idea of putting the fabric in the back instead of patching on the top of it. Well, that's how I am. So let's say I'm gonna patch like this. Make sure that I'm gonna a little bit stop talking. It's kind of difficult. So make sure that everything is nicely. Yep. And I'm gonna cut all the fabric around after that, and use the tie. Use the pen to hold it. Doesn't have to be the pen. It can be. Some people use glue. Some people use safety pin. It can be anything, frankly speaking. And little trick here is that we have a pocket here. There's a pocket here. So I would like to just avoid the original stitching there, so I'm gonna just use the, where's the Crayola? Oh. Crayola to like roughly draw the line. Like this. So I can avoid this area. And some people might do the basting. I do basting for those I get as the order. If I do it for somebody, I do the basting to make sure that everything is okay. Everything is attached to the fabric, but this time let's try that without basting. Woohoo. Okay. Let's see. First here it's a pocket. Yet I want to stitch it, so for those for those mending, you can use the knot to secure the stitching. It's kind of risky to not use the knot because we have only a few stitching to keep it secure. Now I'm making a stitch with the double layer, one with the original denim fabric and one with the patching denim fabric. Oh my god, it's pretty thick. All right, let's move to the other line as much as I can. When you are watching this video, you might have the questions that what is the right way to patch it, or what is the right way to do Sashiko? Well, there's no such a thing as right or wrong. There's no absolute rule that you shouldn't do. Unlike the other Japanese traditional culture, like tea ceremony or like flower arrangement, The Sashiko has not become the way yet. The W-I-A-I-Y, way, the way. That means that it was too common for everybody that nobody actually spent some time to make it like a constructive method. And I think we shouldn't even do that. So there's, instead of not absolute rule, there is a way to make it better, faster, more beautiful, more accurate, and that differs from region to region. And I teach those techniques based on my region, with believing that those might be helpful to somebody. Okay, let's do one more line. Wow, actually, wait. Thank you for watching. It's not only you and me. That's awesome. So I started Sashiko when I was a little because my family was a group of Sashiko artists. But they didn't like the idea of jeans mending because it's not in their understanding of Sashiko. Well, I guess my family business was more like to try to make the way, to try to establish the structure of, like, let's say Sashiko method. I didn't like that. I mean, it's really nice to have like those certifications, stuff like that. I might do that, but again, like, after all, this is simple stitching. What do you need besides needle and thread and fabric? Like certification. Well, let's see. Every time you make those stitches, make sure that it's okay on the front side. This time I made a stitching inside of the pocket. Why? Well, there's two reasons. One, it's kind of nice to have a hidden stitching, and now after this stitching, you don't have to have a basting. Like, you don't have to have the needle now because this is already attached. Okay? Since this drawing was not accurate, we adjusted by actually touching it. So the end of the pocket is way before here, so yep, this is the end. Let's jump to the, okay, this is a little bit tricky. You can actually make a knot here. You can make a knot here to stop it. Oops. Well, let's do it. Let's do that. Let's make a knot. Just make sure to secure it. make sure that the nut has a little bit of room here, so we can make sure we can adjust it a little later, like that. Okay, good. Feel clumsy. Wash. Hello, this is the Sashiko Mending live. Not gonna show that. Sorry. Oh, thanks, Rom. Yep, I have to get ready to my stuff too. I wish I could do this for entire day, but life isn't that easy. It's not that difficult too, but I guess. The good thing about YouTube is that it's gonna be an archive, so you can watch it as many times as you want. It's a pain in the butt to download and edit and upload again. I wish I can do this at night, but I have things to do at night, so likely this is my time to live stream around like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock during the day. I know it's not ideal time, but because it's in the morning, like it's even before noon in the West Coast, so it's not a right time to do so, but sorry, this is the right time. So the result is pretty significant right now here. So you'll have a stitch here, which is invisible, unless the pocket fall off at some point, which I expect. And small stitches to having here, can you see that small stitches? And the fabric is patched, so you have little stitches underneath. And in fact, there's a whole fabric covering that. So it's pretty much keep doing that. And I'm gonna use the single thread for this line. And I'm gonna use the double thread for this line so we can see the difference. If you care about these loops, I said that I'm gonna cut it off after everything. You can cut it right now too. The thread is not gonna go off by itself that easily since you have this many stitches. end here for this stitching. Yeah, but oh, my node breathing is a little strong, huh? Gotta be careful. Okay. Let's do from the bottom a little bit. Any pointers on putting needle through fabric? I use Japanese thimble, but I have issues once the stitch is made. Just a second, okay? Ah, come on. Any pointers on pulling needle through fabric? I use the Japanese thimble, but I have issues once the stitches are made. Oh yeah. All right. This is the thimble I use. And I have another YouTube video how to use this thimble. So you might want to check it up, check that out. And the point, the kind of tips to putting through needle through is that first you have to use the really good needle. If you use like very cheap needle, it's not gonna go well. So I strongly recommend you to get a really fine needle, like very sharp one, and possibly smaller eye. If you have a big eye, like a wide eye, that makes it extra difficult to putting the needle through. So make sure that you have the straight, like body straight, very sharp, straight body. And then when you make stitches, try to pull the needle straight off the fabric, and also try to pull the fabric instead of pull the needle. I'll show you some. Okay. Did I kind of clear your question? Did I understand your question accurately? Yes, putting the fabric instead of the needle is the answer, on top of using the good needle. I'll show you that. So let's say this line is pretty long, right? Just a second. I don't want to mess it up. Okay, I'll do this line, okay? Long line. I don't know if I can do it well, but let's see. Let's try. If you make one stitch, probably it's not that difficult to putting through, but if you make more than 10 stitch with double layer, that might be difficult. So if you have this much stuck, it's really difficult to pull it. It's really difficult to pull the needle. There's no way that I can use this thimble to put the needles out. So instead of putting the needle like this, try to pull the, make sure that it's gone. Hold the needle in fabric here and pull it. Then with the I hope this helped. Don't use your teeth, okay? It's very dangerous. And I mean, needles are supposed to be strong enough for the fabric, so don't use the plier or something like that too, because that means pretty dangerous. So again, this much stuck. It's really difficult to pull, especially this much amount. You have this much space to pull the needle, so it's really difficult. So instead, pull the fabric, pull the fabric. It requires some power too, though. Just can be a good tip. After that, let's make sure that everything is okay on the other side. Nope. It's not okay on the other side. This is the beauty of Sashiko Mending. It's all about try and error. See, jumped here. This one I have to redo it. Or I can cut this fabric here. Let's see. What's better? What do you think? The fabric here is so soft. So I kind of tuck the fabric here, and like this much. I tuck the wrong fabric. I can redo it, or leave it like this. Yeah, let's redo it. Yeah, redo. Yep. That's what I thought too. So everything was okay until here. It's okay. Ish. I got it. This is really difficult part because the fabric itself is very thin and already losing it here. Okay. Okay. So stretched. The fabric is so stretched. That's the problem. Let's ah, sorry, I didn't actually demonstrate taking out the thread stitches. I kind of did it. I'm sorry. Next time. You just, cut the stitch and take it off. It's not that difficult. You know what? I'll do something really different. Now I call this, well, it's the term for the stitching too, but I do the basting now. So I tension the fabric. Sorry, I kind of missed it. I make a big random stitch. So there's no squishy tucking stuff like that here. By making these basting stitches, like many big stitches, so the fabric and the jeans is already stitched. See, already it's kind of nah. It's okay. It's all okay. Thank you, Rom. Catch you later. I gotta go soon, like probably 15 minutes or so, but thank you. Have a good day. Thank you so much for watching. Weird channel. The guy is just stitching. How did you end up here? Like, there are 5 people watching it. I can't believe that there are actually 5 people. How did you guys find us? Find me, actually. Googling Sashiko or something like that. Oh, thank you so much. Yep, you'll ask me questions. I'm available today. Where did you get the Where did you get idea of Sashiko and Boro in Tokyo? Did you go to a museum? Was all over. Wow. I have not been back to Japan for 4 years, so might be different right now. It's fun stuff. It's so fun. We make Boro too. Um, I'm a Sashiko artist. I decided to call myself as a Sashiko artist to make it easier to explain people who I am. But I'm the I was born in the Sashiko family, and everybody else was doing Sashiko in my family, like as a business. So I'm kind of lucky one. I didn't really have to study or take the workshop or anything. I just can't do that. This is bad. It's another mistake. I'll fix it somehow. Nope, it's not gonna go well. So what I did was that I made this unfortunate thing here, the loop. So I have to just cut it off. It's very unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. I'll explain later, but I can leave the thread here. Better, better. Woo. Ah, よかった。 Thank you for watching. Yep, it's kind of interesting. I mean, denim and sashiko was not the original sashiko culture, but now it's really popular. I hope you can learn something from my channel how to do the sashiko on any kind of fabric. But denim jeans had mending jeans. Denim mending is one of the most difficult thing to do because first the denim is already tailored, finished, soles. So it's really different from making a fabric with sashiko stitching and mending. Sometimes I prefer to do it one stitch by one stitch. It's a lot easier, a lot safer in that sense. But I'm really impatient. I want to make it fast. So is this live comfortable to watch enough? Is my breathing too loud? I really care about that because my first my first live streaming was horrible because of my nose breathing. I felt like I was in like typhoon or something. I think I put my iPhone too close to my face to film in a better angle. But it was bad, and I really don't want that happen right now. Let's see. Oh, little room here, but I think this part, I think is not a bother. Thank you. That's very nice. Thank you. I'm not 100% happy about this little room here, but this is already torn, so let's not to be perfectionist. I'll show you the double threading on how it's gonna be different, and then I'm gonna just go off today. You can watch this archive after I finish. Well, even right now, I don't know how, but you can watch it. Probably you can get a grasp of what was the plan of this mending. I don't plan to finish it today. I'll come back, but I started from the scratch, even preparing the Sashiko fabric, so it could be helpful for you. So for these stitches I used only one thread. Right now I'm gonna use the double thread. It makes more difficult to thread the needle through the fabric, so get ready. I do use colored Sashiko thread. Yep, I do a lot. Just to see the difference. It's like a designing purpose. Like why double thread? Like designing purpose. I wanted to see the how it's gonna turn out. No result. No functional reason. I do use a lot of actually natural dye color thread. I was streaming another live, on Instagram. I spoke Japanese mainly over there, but I used a lot of white thread there, so I have a lot of leftover. I'm using that for this time. But see, like this is like a orange stitching. I think I use the. This one is white. This one is the sort of pink beige-ish color thread, which we dyed with natural herb. Oh, here. Oh, the other side is like this. Let's see the double thread result. It's not that significant, but do you see the difference? Well, let's keep doing that so we will see that. It's about time to go, but one more line, one more line. That's how I don't. Okay, let's see the result for today. It's not bad, right? It's pretty good, I guess. There's a hidden stitching behind the pocket too. The purpose was to cover this hole, because when I wear the red underwear, it's kind of embarrassing which I actually don't wear much. But next time I want to try to finish the other stitching, and I will do the leftover stitching, and I stitch around a little bit, then cut the side to complete the project. If I don't cut it, it's gonna be like this, and it's not good. I mean, it's not doable. Thank you. I wish I could do it at night, but this is my time available. So you can watch this you can watch this as an archive. I'm not gonna delete it. I'm not gonna edit it. Just enjoy the archive, and I will come back sometimes next week around this time. All right. Have a nice day. Thank you. Bye. How can I finish that? Oh, there we go. This one.